Hi, I'm Jet Kuso, and I can't be the only person who misses games that were easy to put down. Entertainment that you could stop when you want to. Games that were pretty fun, but not brain-hacking levels of chemically perfected fun. Games you enjoyed, that amused you, then after a while you'd get bored, put them down and go eat your porridge. And then later that day, when you're done cheating on your math homework and tossing your dirty socks under the bed, you'd pick up the game once again because you needed to kill some time, and not because you might miss out on the Summer Fudge Festival event where you can get 10 bonus cocoa crystals for every daily Melt Master challenge you complete. I used to make conscious choices about how to spend my time, and that required a brand of entertainment that many of us now consider, in some way, lesser? The algorithmic internet and nearly every game on my phone or my tablet thrives by sticking me full of clever little fish hooks that grab my attention and then sell it like a commodity. Every second I spend on a phone, I can feel myself getting hooked. And it's much more painful to take the hooks out than it is to give up, say I'll be more careful tomorrow, and let myself be reeled in by the fisherman yet again. And if that's hard for me, it's probably hard for you. And if it's hard for you, just imagine how impossible it is for kids. So today I'm looking at these, a line of electronic games by GiiKER, a relatively small startup company developing interactive, screen-free games. They're a bit more techy than standard board games, but not so absurdly broad as an iPad. Their marketing seems to imply that their products are much healthier than casually giving your kid or yourself the bear the weight of all human knowledge and suffering on your shoulders machine to waste away the hours with. A bit healthier than the if I could hold your attention so long that you died from never eating or sleeping again, I would do that for a single wet dollar machine. I like that idea a lot, if it's actually true. Are GiiKER's games fun enough? Engaging enough to hold a kid's attention, to hold my attention, and actually reduce someone's screen time without crossing the line into being a vice? GiiKER sent me every single product they make in a real big box.
GiiKER. It looks like GiiKER. I think that's wrong. Everyone else who's getting paid by them says GiiKER. But that's wrong, I think.
Get this. I played video games as a kid. Once a gamer, always a gamer. Caution, gaming in progress. The game is Miss Pac-Man. When it came right down to it, I was always most interested in physical things more so than digital. Stuff I could bash someone over the skull with in a pinch. I sought the physicality of toys, but also of games like Simon or Bop It or plug-and-play consoles or those frickin' chunky Happy Meal Sonic the Hedgehog mini-games. I want to find that appeal somewhere in the GiiKER assortment, and I'll shamelessly let myself be an old man yelling at clouds while I look.
Oh, it needs batteries. These definitely all need batteries.
I've
already filmed the clip of me going to get batteries from the store.
It was a staged bit that you didn't realize you had batteries.
You quiet down. Don't give it away.
I'm just so curious.
Yes, it was a staged bit that I didn't have batteries.
You don't have to put this in the edit.
I already shot. The truth come out. I lied. I bought the batteries earlier. I scripted this. All these pieces go in with magnets. Level 1. And it tells me how to set up the board.
On the display, you'll see a starting pattern and what pieces are needed. The goal of every puzzle being to get the square piece to the bottom middle space. There's over 500 levels pre-programmed in, and a challenge mode that grades you for how intolerably slowly you just solved it.
This is the challenge mode. It's gonna time me. It's not that hard. There we go. Hey, what's my rank? D for dang, boy, you solved that so fast.
I'm sure many of you were thinking, I could get a slide puzzle app a whole lot cheaper than this thing, probably for free. True. That's true. And it would probably have ads and unlockable modes and cosmetics you can buy using in-game slider power gems that come in bundles of 500 for only $15.
B for... Boy! That was so fast that you solved that!
You can get slider power gems for free, but only by maintaining a login streak for several days, just long enough for a habit to form, coincidentally. I'm sure my brain, held at gunpoint by its own chemicals, would tell me that I'm enjoying that once I'd started. If that sounds fine and fun to you in advance, however, I'd like to offer you this lovely pasture where you can graze on tasty grass, and a cute dog will tell you where to go, and there's this big building that smells bad that you'll get to vanish into someday. Maybe that's heaven. You wanna find out?
This is the one that I had already opened, and has been my go-to that I've been playing with for a few days. This is level 39. It gets very hard.
That was oddly unsatisfying.
I got an E for E. You did really bad, son. This is the Super Decoder. The goal, break the 4-digit color code within 7 steps. How's this work?
You don't know?
Why the hell?
Speaking of easier travel, I cannot imagine something better suited to portability than the Super Decoder. I'm told it's basically the same as the old board game Mastermind, which I never played. I'm also told it's basically a more abstract version of Wordle, which I play a lot and suck at.
Oh, that's satisfying as hell. Whoa! Okay, what am I trying to do here? Let's say green.
Basically, it's a trial and error logical deductive reasoning game, like a hot or cold game or 20 questions. There's a secret combination of colors that the decoder knows that you don't, and only by inputting your own combos can you figure it out.
Then hold. Okay. I did it!
Also good for spy role play.
Very good for spy role play. Let's try with indirect hints. This is a little trickier. Okay, I got one of them correct. No. Entirely wrong. I should be able to get it from that then. Okay. That is wrong. What? Oh no, I'm gonna lose on level 2. No. Oh, I'm so wrong. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Oh, crap. Oh, no. I feel like I'm whoever plays those app games in the advertisements. Where the guys running.
You are that guy.
And they always do exactly the most wrong possible thing.
Every single person ever watches it and goes, I could do better than that.
No, this is right. This is right. This is right. Oh.
It's impeccably satisfying to reason out what must be the code, inputting a combination, and then seeing those green lights fill up.
You could also do 2-player mode, right? Okay. So let's, okay.
I'm not gonna play with you.
No, play with me.
No.
You just need to set a code.
Don't wanna do that.
And I'll look away.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Oh, I don't have anything to start. Oh, and it could be any color. Let's try Roy G. Biv.
I know that guy.
Yeah. I got 3 of those right. You predictable. Let's try a different green. I assume those first 3 are
You're just
correct.
being predictable for the color cubes that I selected.
Yes. Shouldn't have been gloating. I have 3 seconds left. Ah, crap.
I win.
I wish any video game could ever have a lockpicking or hacking minigame that feels as much like lockpicking or hacking as this does. It, along with all of the other games, also has a mute button. And it's so much nicer to pull this out to pass the time rather than your phone for doom scrolling.
Tic Tac Toe Bolt.
probably expect the least from this one.
I'm about ready to bolt right away from this one, cause it's just tic-tac-toe, right? Easy, no-brainer. I cannot conceive of a reason to make tic-tac-toe an electronic game when pens and papers theoretically still exist. Drawing. It's both how you play and how every game of tic-tac-toe ends.
Whoa. What's happening? Let's do one player, okay?
I guess it's tough to play tic-tac-toe without a friend, and you definitely don't have one of those, but is it really enough to justify... Oh. Huh.
Oh, whoa. Oh, they start disappearing. But I can't reset that. Oh, I have to put it somewhere else. Which means he's about to win. Oh, crap! I lost.
I truly expected nothing from Tic Tac Toe Bolt. The artifice of electronics seems utterly unjustifiable for the world's most tieable game. And yet, color me with the color of surprise, which as we all know, is Caucasian. Whenever you place your fourth X, your first X disappears, same with your opponent. So on with your second X after you place your fifth X, ad infinitum until you, or the computer, creates an unbeatable position.
Oh, why is that hard?
Everyone's gonna watch this video and decide you're bad at simple games. But these are quite strange.
Yeah.
They've somehow found a way to make tic-tac-toe into a close-quarters game of strategy and trickery. Something we'll see even more of in the game Smart 4, which we're gonna talk about later.
Hey! It's a bit more chess-like in like really having to think ahead. The thing that I was worried about is like what justifies an electronic game. Like you can just play like on a pen and paper with this thing. But this would be quite a pain actually to keep track of because you'd have to be constantly erasing stuff.
What makes it not viable as an app game?
Then you would have to have your phone out and it's going to be selling you things is why.
Whereas this is simply you and Tic Tac Toe Bolt.
Yes.
Alright, let me do the 2-player real quick.
Oh.
Try 2-player real quick.
2-player. Come over here. Your turn. See the bit? Absolute freak. Cool. The one game.
That's not all it does either. It does something else too. Oh, it's a memory game that's built in that works a lot like Simon, but with levels that you advance through rather than one pattern growing forever. As yet, I have not beaten this mode, and I don't expect I will until Elon puts an anti-autism chip in my brain that turns me into a pay-per-thought cyber genius with a photographic memory.
Forget my stool broke.
It actually broke?
Yeah. You know what product you shouldn't buy? This stool.
Broke in several places. It's broken here, and here, and here, and here.
Oh, that's because I
here.
was sitting on it with my body.
No. They all went at once.
When I think of the game toys of my childhood, I remember how the buttons felt, prompting my hands to move in new ways. Space is something that apps don't occupy. They don't really exist in physical space. And that seems like a benefit until you realize they instead have to occupy space in your brain at any cost to stay relevant. Whether by habit forming, dopamine addiction, or constant push notifications, they lodge themselves into your gray matter like a Lego brick into your heel. And I don't think we're as equipped for that as we think we are. Kids certainly aren't. The contents and features of your phone necessarily become part of your brain. Things you cannot put down, cannot escape, not much better than the inevitable brain chips I alluded to earlier. There's a few good arguments for transhumanism, but we are rushing there way too fast, way too quickly, without any consideration to the impact. Turning your phone off becomes like severing a lobe and losing all of its function. It's so much easier for a corporation to manipulate your brain from inside your brain. And I don't know how to moderate that with my limited daily willpower. But either way, a physical thing, an object, is a reality. You can walk away from it. And that's so much more important than we act like it is.
Super blocks, fill the lights! Might as well. This looks like a synthesizer. Oh, it's got a baggie? Yeah, dude! Me and my sack going out of town. Bro, this thing takes batteries. I'm done. Flame on.
You try to fit blocks of the listed colors into the light patterns displayed, and every 10 levels or so, you're hit with a time trial challenge before the colors change and the complexity rises. It's like life in that way. I'm not gonna explain how.
Okay, so this is a time challenge. So they just certain levels are time challenge. Okay. Bam. How'd I do? A! For A!
I'm gonna keep bringing up Simon and Bop It and Namco Plug and Play consoles, cause those are the games of my childhood that could occupy hours of my time. But they had no profit motive to string me along and get me addicted. The money had already been made, so they just had to be good. They were fun enough, addictive enough, but also they were a bit frustrating? And that's good. You can only bang your head against an infinite challenge for so long, until you have to put it down and do something else for a while. And yet it is that very same challenge that draws you back in again and again.
Nope.
I was looking for a bit of that challenge from GiiKER's toys, and the first set of levels in every one of these games have made me think that I wouldn't find that. Until the complexity goes up. They're simple at the start, and that simplicity is always deceptive.
Oh, no. Ow. Oh. Oh. These suckers are not gonna make me play Sudoku.
All my life, I've avoided Sudoku like it might bite me. I tried a Sudoku puzzle like once as a kid, got scared, and decided it's something for nerds that I could never enjoy without getting too invested.
I'm gonna have to, learn Sudoku. I need to get my math up.
I thought the numbers would drag me inside the New York Times, and I'd never escape. Unlike its journalistic integrity, which already has.
I don't know how. God, there's so much. I gotta take all these out. Man, I don't know how to play Sudoku. I don't look like a real dingus. Let's go to the little baby level where it's really easy. So... Correct! That's one. Solve! I haven't had to do any math yet.
So apparently, I'm the last person on Earth to realize that Sudoku is, not a math game. You all know this already. I admit, I'm the dumb one. And for the past 27 years of my life, I thought Sudokus were the same as magic squares, and it was all about doing math. No. I only played the really easy version during the unboxing, but I've since played so much. It's really fun. I like Sudoku. And it took this thing and its entry-level functions to make me realize that. Even going all the way back to Super Slide, something that requires almost no active thought that can be done passively with your hands, I can feel it reactivating a decaying part of my mind. By the time I have solved all 3,000 plus levels of Smart Sudoku, I won't remember how to solve the first ones, and I don't have to buy a goddamn subscription to play it without ads or to access more than one puzzle a day.
You know what I love about this? At no point have I had to get out my freaking phone and download a freaking app.
And one day I just come in like, what the kind of toaster is this? What was wrong with the other toaster? I need to download the app to make
I am exhausted. This should be normal, but I don't think it is anymore. Like, I'm sure you can still buy, like, a hunk of plastic Milton Bradley Don't Piss Off Papa or whatever they're selling. And I feel like it's only gonna get worse. The more AI comes into the fold, the more the human brain becomes like a money generation platform that just needs to be like taken over by some external worm that they beam into your eyes with lasers. I sound insane. These are like full frickin' board games. This is Smart 4, 8. No.
Ludo is an ancient game with many variations, a strong formula of choice, chance, and strategic thinking that's engaged people for hundreds of years. Be it called Parcheesi, Trouble, Sorry, Aggravation, Headache, it's a long list of promises that the game successfully achieves every time. This particular board layout comes from the Chinese variation, Aeroplane Chess. But now the board is more super, so the airplanes are rocket ships. The dice are handled by a bubble, which triggers Zathura-like random events like meteor strikes that destroy pieces, black hole vortexes that lock you in place, wormholes that allow you to teleport. Because Zathura was a movie about two brothers, one that I related to really strongly back in the day, it's a bit of wish fulfillment to play this with my older brother. He's been the guy behind the camera this whole video. In the days since this initial shoot, he especially has been smitten by Smart 4. Both of us have, really, but really him. For all this video has been about the value of physical games over apps, Smart 4 is remarkable as an example of something that genuinely can't be an app. It's Connect 4 on a 3D plane, where lines of 4 can be vertical, horizontal, flat diagonal, raised diagonal, in any direction. Playing requires constant vigilance, moving around the board so that you don't miss something hidden behind the towers.
Oh, that is 4. Oh, man. Oh, crap.
It's such a challenge just keeping up with everywhere a line of 4 could appear, missing the forest for the trees, which is the first reason its built-in AI is so useful. When you click down your piece, the game registers it and keeps track of everything happening above the board. So even if either player doesn't notice a winning move, the game will, and it'll tell you where it is and who's won. The game's AI is very, very good. It has 3 difficulty levels, which indicate where you're supposed to put its pieces for its moves, making it totally viable as a single-player game. And, I have lost so many times.
Oh my god, did it just freaking...
Did it? Oh man, it's going for the same thing. You're gonna have to lock in.
You can't get me. Do you know who I am? I don't think... It doesn't have any great setups. It does. It did beat me.
Yeah.
It did beat me just now.
You're gonna have to take your time.
No, what? From where? No! No! Oh! It's really... It's the beginner mode! Make mistakes!
I won't say whether or not I've gotten better at Smart 4 since this shoot. I've decided I'm content to be the really bad at the app game guy on this one, to encourage you to try it yourself. Because I really like this game. The ability to play single player, but to swap over to 2-player at any time is something of a lost art in gaming. Several times I've sat down at the kitchen table to play against the AI, only for someone else to come and join me. Then once it's over, we jump right into a 2-player game. I haven't quite had that experience since LEGO Star Wars, and never with a board game.
But I'm smart. The game doesn't know that I'm a smart guy, is the problem. If the game knew that I was a smart guy, I'd be winning.
At the end of the day, in the strictest sense, I can't say that most of these have more value than a smartphone. They'll never do as much as the thing that does everything. There's always gonna be an app for that, and that's the problem. In the least cynical way I can conjure, looking past the fear of the future, stripping myself of my venom like Peter Parker in a bell tower, I truly believe that the algorithmic walled garden internet is simply too good. If something provides so much chemically perfected pleasure that you cannot live without it, not because you foundationally need it, but because you can't feel good if you don't have it, it's a drug, and it should be treated with just as much caution. Maybe someday humans en masse will be equipped to simply resist the urges and engage safely despite what predatory companies try to do. Or maybe in the perfect future, these platforms will get regulated down to somewhere healthy. But until then, it's substance abuse. Obviously, there's good stuff on these platforms. There's nutrition hidden among the empty junk calories. And I hope, at least, that this channel is one of the things that's more meal than it is junk food. But we all know that that isn't standard, and it is not what companies want to push. GiiKER's product line, and honestly, anything like it, although it's still technology and it's still pointless games, it represents intentionality, choice, deciding how to pass the time and doing so thoughtfully, purposefully, because we want to. It strikes the balance I had hoped it would strike. And so, in the most genuine way possible, thank you to GiiKER for sponsoring this video. There's a link below to GiiKER's website where you can use coupon code JETCUSO15 for 15% off of anything. There's a lot of bogus copycat brands out there that are bootlegging GiiKER's ideas, and they likely don't have the quality control that GiiKER maintains to make sure their stuff is safe and doesn't contain harmful, caustic garbage materials. GiiKER uses high-quality ABS plastic, the same stuff they make Legos out of, which means it feels good in the hands and it's incredibly, incredibly durable. I did quite a lot of drop testing on concrete with no problems at all. Hell yeah. I really want to support brands like GiiKER, who care about their customers and have a positive goal in mind. So be sure to buy from that link so that you get the real stuff. I hope you'll check it out. This is JetCuso, and I'll see you next time. No one's ever made a better commercial than that. Good gosh, thanks to all of my patrons over on patreon.com/JetCuso, such as my excellent diamond patrons LUCID, LANA, CHOOKA, and RAZU RION, my Titan patrons Sierra107, Gusano, Banana Jones, Chell, and Douglas Fern, my hyper patrons Trouble, Mudorios, Orio, Alyssa, Gretlein, Forrest, DC, HeartlineDai, Kevin, Haji, Sam, Caesar, James 17, and Hateincarnate, and 2 new base patrons Elvis, Dang, and Flame Crow. Thanks for joining, thanks for supporting, you guys rock.